Hi everybody, my name is Dave. Welcome to the Jackaroo four-wheel drive channel. I'm getting my snorkel today. It's coming today. I know that for a fact. I've paid for it. It's coming, and that's fantastic news. I'll be doing the video on fitting that this week. Speaking of videos, I am thinking of moving the channel over to Vimeo. Probably do Vimeo and YouTube, but the problem with YouTube is you need 1,000 subscribers to do anything other than just put videos up. And as I've only got 205, that's quite a long way short. So what I thought was I'd try Vimeo, because YouTube is advert based and Vimeo isn't. It's subscription based. So I can fund a subscription myself, but it would be nice if I got some contributions towards it. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll see how that goes. I would like your feedback on it though. Would you give me some feedback? I'll put a link into the description of this video to the Vimeo channel for you to go and have a look, see what you think. I don't think it'd be at any cost to you guys. I think it's just a cost to me, but I'd be able to get a lot more from Vimeo than I would from YouTube. Speaking of video, I made a video on Sunday and turned out that it was at 2x speed, and I couldn't, even if I halved the speed on the video editing software, it still wouldn't work right. It still wasn't right. So I'm doing this again for the third time, because on Monday I tried again, and that time half the videos didn't have any audio, so I don't know what was going on with that. But anyway, so the video I was making on Sunday and Monday was about removing the Binnacle. I actually did some rewiring in the car on some of the electrical stuff I'd added, and tidied it all up. But unfortunately, that video has gone. All we've got left is what I'm doing now. So I'll go through the motions of what to do in the car to get the Binnacle out and why you would want to get it out. I got a request from Ben who wanted to know about how to remove the Binnacle. Now, this is what we're talking about with the Binnacle, the speedometer cluster, if you like. And the reason you would want to remove this is because this is how you get to the globes, etc. And if you've got globes blown in yours, because they're just standard old bulbs with filaments, you might want to replace them, or they might have gone dim or whatever. So my full beam blue light was dim, my four-wheel drive light was dim, my whole cluster was dim, and also I think it's the power button was dim too. So when I took my cluster out, the bulbs had gone black for the whole Binnacle. Also, the bulb for the four-wheel drive, the high beam, and the power button were all black as well. So I replaced some of them. What I did, I got some new bulbs for the entire Binnacle. That was fine. That solved that. I put LEDs into all of the other ones, and that was a mistake. That didn't work, so I had to take them all out, and I've just put LEDs into the blue light for the high beam, the power button, and the light when you select four-wheel drive. Now, the reason I did that was because you're using four-wheel drive during the day, and it's usually light, and you can't see the light when it's on. The problem with putting LEDs in the whole Binnacle is you start to get spurious voltages and causes issues. I had a problem with these, not these, but with them spotlights and my LED bar like Rob has there. What happened with mine was I turned the ignition on and the lights would come on. Even though they were physically switched off, the lights would still come on. And they would be switched off here on the dash. Sorry about that. I've left my glasses in the car. I've got my sunnies here. I can see with those, but unfortunately, I need my glasses. These are too dark. So I think I've left them in the car. So we're going to use my Faraday pouch here. So there's my sunnies gone, and here's my glasses. Done. Just as a matter of interest, here's my Faraday pouch. There's the key fob out, and there you can see I can lock and open the car. So the car's now locked itself, because it does that automatically. I put my keys in the Faraday pouch, and nothing. The button doesn't work. So it proves it works. So that's a good thing. Faraday pouches. Get yourself one. Where is it? There it is. get yourself a Faraday pouch if you've got a push button start car. Saves it getting stolen in the night, especially if you leave it out in your driveway. If anybody wants to wire in-cab controls for a winch, the video I used is a King's in-car winch control video. If you look down here, basically what you've got is you've got 4 wires coming in from your control box on the winch. You've got red and black, you've got blue, yellow, and 4 wires. Red goes to the center, blue and yellow go to either side, and then black goes up here. So now, in theory, this should work. And it doesn't. So why doesn't it work? According to this, we have positive and positive here. So you've got power coming in to this switch. This switch is just a switch, and then you've got power going through to here, and then you've got the 2 button operations. So there can't be any power coming through. So when I checked earth, turns out I didn't have an earth and from the control box, but that wasn't true. My meter wasn't actually connected to a good chassis earth, so it wasn't reading it. When I connected to good chassis earth, I had an earth. All I needed was a link wire from the in-out switch across to the power switch. The power switch requires an earth to operate, and once I attached that link wire, everything started to work correctly. So one side of this should have power. We need an earth connection. The earth isn't earthed. So I've got to get the earth to an earth. Let's just check something before we go on. No earth. Oh, it is earthed. I have got earth. So I've got an earth here, but obviously I need an earth here. So I need to run the link wire. So what I'm about to do is make up this link cable. I've got like a piggyback on this end, and then a straight through connector on here, and that'll go between the 2 plugs. Okay, so basically what we've got is 4-core speaker cable, heavy duty core speaker cable. That comes from the control box in the front and through into here. So you've got a red and black wires for black and earth and power and earth, and then you've got a yellow and a blue wire. Now depending on what you wire them to, depending on how they go in here, but the yellow and the blue go here, and if you find that when you do that it goes in, or that it goes in, and the wrong way around, you swap the blue and yellow wires over. So basically what happens is power comes, I'm going to have to redo that switch, that connector as well. Power comes in from your battery and your fuse. It comes through the switch and out, and goes to this switch here in the center here. That powers the switch. The earth is on the outside, and the switch is switched by these 2 cables here. Okay, this is basically just an on and off switch, so you don't knock it accidentally and winch in when you don't need to. Okay, so here's the in-cab controls wired in now, all working a treat. If anybody needs how to know how to do those, King's website, In Cab Winch Controls, I think the video is called. I've got a copy of it. I can upload it to the Patreon site if anybody needs it. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. Going back to what I made the video for in the first place, was removing of this binnacle. So to get this binnacle off, you need to remove this bottom kick panel. To get this kick panel off, you need to remove this clip here. It just pulls out. Okay, ignore the holes in this. That's just subsidiary now. You need to take the 2 screws under the bonnet catch. There are 2 screws under there. They need to come out. Then you need to pull this clear, but there's 2 screws holding it at this side. So you need to remove that screw and that screw, drop this forward, get the 2 screws out, then this will come off. Once you've got that off, you then need to start taking all your switches and your gizmos off your front here, because this needs to come away. Now when you've got that away, there's 2 screws in there, and there's a screw at that side, there's a screw somewhere at this side underneath here that will remove this. Once you've got that off, there's 4 screws hold the binnacle on. I'll show you on this binnacle. There are 4 screws on the binnacle, 2 there, 2 there. Might only be 2, but I think there's 4. Then there's a plug here and a plug there. Then the binnacle will be removed. You can do all the gloves that you like, and you can put it back in just the way it came out. Right. So that's that job. Assembly is just a reverse of this disassembly. I think now we've pretty much got everything back to the way it was. Apart from that cable there, which should have been hidden behind there, but it's obviously not. I'll deal with that after. Yeah, what's coming up soon? Obviously the snorkel. I'll get that today. I'll fit that this week. I shall video the whole thing and make sure I give you. I'm going to try and change the way I do things this time. Try and be a bit more structured. In a future video, we're going to be using these. What these are brass caps, and the brass caps that fit on these 500 gram half kilo propane bottles. Now these are throwaway bottles, but you can refill them. So what we'll be doing, we'll be using something like this, or maybe the bigger grey one, a set of scales so we know how much we've put in, a cap to top it off at the end like this, because this is empty, and we'll be filling these up and reusing them because it's such a waste. You'll need a special adapter for that, but I've got one, so I'll show you that in action, and then you can go from there. So that'll be another camping video. So the next major video that I'm going to be doing is going to be doing the snorkel. So I'm going to be moving my car out in a minute. So the snorkel, we'll be removing this snorkel and putting the other snorkel in. I'm sorry about the 1st of April. I'm sorry I can't be there. I double booked myself and I've committed elsewhere. If you see the community, you'll see a post from me about that, and basically I'm judging a photography competition, and I forgot all about it, and I can't really get out of it because it would it's a national competition and let a lot of people down. So unfortunately I won't be at the April 1st meet, but I'll be at the next one. I'll make sure. Thanks very much for watching. If you've got any comments, please leave them below, and don't forget to leave me some information what you think about the Vimeo move to Vimeo. Thanks for watching. See you later.